Good evening. This is News.PH, but it's not politics as usual. I'm Risa Hontiveros. Tonight we begin meeting the Avance, a News.PH candidate series. Our guests tonight from the United Nationalist Alliance, Zambales Representative Mitos Magsaysay. We also have with us an independent candidate, Brother Eddie Villanueva of the Jesus is Lord movement, and from the administration's Team Pinoy, former Akbayan Representative Risa Hontiveros. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here.
Good evening.
Namamao si, si Brother Eddie.
Kaming lahat.
Lahat yata kami.
Para bang lahat kayo nagkakasakit? Ganun ba ang kampanya?
Well, mainit tsaka yung lamig, naghahalo pati pawis eh.
Okay. Pero, well, yan talaga yung pinasok niyo, no?
We asked for
Call to
it.
duty. Call to duty.
Call to duty.
I just want to correct, I'm not representing Jesus Lord movement.
Yes,
Dahil
yes.
ako'y leave of absent. Nag-leave of absent ako.
Yes. What we meant, well, you're...
Bangon Pilipinas Party.
Okay.
Baka sumama loob ng Bangon
Sige po. Bakit Pilipinas? But considered an independent candidate.
Well, legitimate sole senatorial candidate as approved by COMELEC. Official candidate ng Bangon Pilipinas Party.
Okay. Although, well, you are more popularly known for Jesus is Lord. Kasi,
Considered also as independent dahil independent-minded ako katulad ng dalawang congresswoman.
Anyway po, well, the first thought, syempre, that comes to mind tonight with this, looking at tonight's lineup of guests is our age. Diba? You have Team Buhay, Team Patay, and then the referee in the middle. No? But, well, let's talk about that TARP because the Diocese of Bacolod has refused to take it down as ordered by COMELEC. Should they take it down, Congresswoman Mitos Magsaysay?
I think the COMELEC said that their violation is only that it's oversized. So I think what they did was they halved the TARP into two to go within the allowed size of COMELEC.
Okay. So they have it. So ano yung tinanggal nila?
Wala lang.
Wala
Hinati lang sa gitna.
Hinati lang sa gitna. So pero naiwan yung...
Parehas pa rin.
Parehas pa rin.
Team Buhay, Team Patay.
So okay, smart. Okay. So, and ikaw naman, Risa?
Well, may open letter na rin ako sa Good Bishop Navarra. Sabi ko nga, hindi ako miyembro ng anumang so-called Team Patay. Miyembro ako ng Team Quality ng Buhay. So, nireiterate ko lang dun sa sulat ko kay Bishop Navarra kung bakit sa paniniwala ko hanggang ngayon at pagsuporta ko pa rin sa RH law at pagbantay sa tamang implementasyon yan, why I believe it is good for Filipino women, for youth, at para sa karamihan na mahihirap. And sabi ko nga kay Bishop, I do this mostly because ang pinaka nag-uudyok sa akin is my own conscience, formed by my Catholic upbringing also.
Brother Eddie, dapat bang tanggalin yung ganyang klaseng TARP?
Well, sa akin, consistent ang stand ko dyan dahil ako naging referee in a way. Dahil divided ang body of Christ. Merong pro, merong anti. Ngayon sa akin, sabi ko, let's discuss this objectively. We should be wisdom-driven, not emotion-driven. Hindi nagkasundo eh. After heated debates, stalemate.
Yes.
Yung kalahati pro, yung kalahati anti. Ako bilang presiding chairman, I tried to, of course, to discuss objectively the matter. Ang sabi ko, consistent ako, I'm against all forms of abortion. Because abortion is murder per se. However, I'm in favor of sound family planning, responsible parenthood, dahil kailan tingnan natin yung mga couples magkaroon ng responsibility in rearing their children. Dahil napunta ako sa mga informal settlers, talaga naman kailangan merong tinatawag na planning because even God is the God of planning, you know? Kaya sa akin, after heated debates, naghari ang kagustuhan ng duly constituted authority. Mapasok ngayon sa akin yung Romans 13. Submit yourself to duly constituted authority. At kapag kasi kinalaban mo yun, nagkakaroon ng rebellious spirit in the society. Pero ang aking role dito, babantayan ko ng hustihan. Ang implementation ng RH bill, talagang babantayan ko. No? Duty ko yun eh. Pag merong mga...
Whether or not you make it to the Senate.
Pag merong nakapasok na abortion dyan, isa ako sa number one titindig.
So,
Because I'm against all forms of abortion.
So pills, okay lang, ligation?
Whatever it is, basta hindi against the commands of God, hindi against will of God, wala kang makitang ebidensya. I have to respect the freedom of the couple as long as there is no violation of the commandments of God at hindi sasacrifice ang moral integrity ng society.
Okay. Mitos, will that endorsement, and in your case, Risa, I suppose non-endorsement, will that matter in the end? Because like a priest who was interviewed by Solar News had said, and we paraphrase, sabi nila wala namang Catholic votes, so pabayaan na lang kami. Will it matter in the end? Will the votes come in for you because of that?
I think so, yes. Because it's not the Catholic, it's not really the priests and the bishops who will campaign for me. It's the lay leaders who believe in the Catholic faith who will.
Okay. And Risa?
I don't think that being enlisted in that list will harm my chances. Palagay ko yung mga mamamayang Pilipino, kasama na yung mga Katoliko, ay husto sa gulang, may kakayahan na magdesisyon sa tama at mali. Whether it's about a law or about candidacies of individuals and parties. But speaking as a Catholic layperson na nagsisimba, pumupunta sa simbahan, I would prefer talaga they do not hang tarps on our cathedrals. Mali ba nila kung kalahati ng nagsasamba dyan and just want to worship in peace, in fact, support the RH law.
Pinaparinggan ka pa ba ng mga pare pag nagsisimba?
Mayat maya. Ito yung pinakamalaki, dramatic at malakas na pagpaparinig.
Bukod doon.
Maswerte naman kami ng mga anak ko. We have found a place where we can hear mass regularly na walang ganyang palagay ko abuso ng authority or violation of the constitutional principle of church and state.
Okay, well, speaking of violations, let's go to campaign material violations. So, Risa, the COMELEC said you violated campaign material regulations in Dumaguete City, and then you tweeted Chairman Brillantes and you said, we're locating it, when we find it, we'll take it down. So, did you find it?
Hindi pa. Pinadalan ako ng notice ng COMELEC dahil may nag-tweet sa kanila na mamamayan doon sa hashtag nila na isumbong ko. Unfortunately, yung notice na pinadala, walang street identified. So, I had to ask our teams, hanapin yung poster na yon sa lahat ng syudad. Sa kalye ng syudad ng Dumaguete para hanapin kung nasaan siya kasi walang identifying location. Pero may commitment to Chairman Brillantes stance. Kung mahanap namin yon at malinaw na it's posted in the wrong place,
wala bang picture? Because they're encouraged
may picture
to take...
pero wala ring street identification dun sa photo.
But you got another notice today, right?
Yes.
For saan naman to?
Actually, hindi pa ako, kababalik ko lang sa Manila, hindi pa ako nakadaan sa HQ para basahin yung sulat. But as far as I understand, it's somewhere in Cainta. So I hope ngayon, yung notice ay merong location, exact location, para mapuntahan namin kaagad, ma-verify, at kung gano'n na nga, iwasto namin, tanggalin namin.
You know, COMELEC of course says na that's no excuse. Kumbaga, dapat yung mga supporters, those who campaign for you, also follow the rules or are aware of them.
Stricto ang HQ namin, paulit-ulit, several times a week. Text blast, paalala sa mga miyembro namin. Ano yung sizes, ano yung locations lamang na tama. Anything aside from that, wag namin gawin.
I asked that question leading to this next set of questions about the survey standings. Because given that you, Risa, are outside the Magic 12 at this point, at least according to the latest SWS Social Weather Station survey, are you making sure that your campaign will not get careless? No? They might get carried away or whatever. No?
Ay, definitely. Ano man yung maging survey standings ko, yun yung laging paalala ng HQ sa amin, sa mga miyembro. To be careful, to follow the rules. And as far as I know, in general, we have been following the rules. At maingat kami sa campaign materials kasi konti lang ang materials ko.
Okay.
Sayang naman kung tanggalin because of violations.
We'll go back to your survey ranking, which is number 18 at the latest SWS survey. But for Congresswoman Mitos, you're number 20 in this survey, the latest SWS survey, a spot that you share with Brother Eddie at this point, if I'm not mistaken. Does this make you worry at this point?
No, because I don't believe the survey of SWS nor Pulse.
Wait, so whose survey do you believe?
Our internal survey.
Okay. Who does it for you?
Somebody who's been doing it for the last, since 2004. Because the problem is SWS has to tell the Filipino people who paid for the survey, what questions were asked, and where did they exactly do the survey. Because these are the questions that they never answered us.
Yeah. So, but
Because
if
it's
this is
unfair that, you know, you don't know who commissioned the survey. They can always slant the questions depending on who paid for the survey. Second, at least I'm happy COMELEC hasn't written to me any form of violation yet. Because I'm also very careful with regards to my campaign materials.
Okay. But you talked about this internal survey that you have, somebody who does this for you regularly. So this is somebody that the campaign pays for. Una in general, or just your...
We have an internal survey.
Una, for Una. Okay. But and what does this survey tell you? If number 20 kasi SWS, what does this survey, internal survey tell you?
The results are different.
Like how?
Very different.
Like what? Of the 9
The rankings
Una
are so
candidates?
much different.
Yeah. Of the 9, yung 9 pasok sa 12, ganun ba sa Magic 12?
Hindi naman. Pero mas marami sa amin na malapit sa striking distance ng Magic 12.
Okay.
As compared to what the SWS is trying to show now.
President Estrada said the reason why there are only 3 Una candidates in the SWS survey is because it's the three kings, siya, si VP Binay, and Senate President Enrile, are easy targets. Do you agree?
Well, I guess they're targets in a way because they're the ones endorsing the candidacy of the Una. But I think it's more directed towards probably their children. If in case the strength or the weakness of the 3 kings will depend on the surveys of their children.
But the funny thing also here is that Nancy Binay jumped from 12th to 7th in the same SWS survey.
Then that probably is because VP Binay is one of the most trusted officials in the land.
Okay. Brother Eddie, you're number 20, like I was saying also, no, the highest for any independent candidate that any independent candidate has gotten in the surveys. What do you attribute this to?
Excited kasi ako dito sa survey, no? Sa mga previous surveys, hindi kasama si Brother Eddie Villanueva. Hindi kasi nila alam na ako'y kandidato. Nung isama ko for the first time, from 0 to 23. At ngayon nasa 20, naglaro sa 20. Nagsisimula pa lang ang campaign period. Kaya very positive kami na bago mga lahati, yung tinatawag na 12 weeks ng legal campaign period, meron kaming confidence na patuloy ang pagtaas. Katulad niyo, tumaas na yung rating ko kahit paano. Mula nga 0 to 23, tapos 23, nasa 20 kami, no? 20 to 22. Marami pang hindi nakakaalam na ako yung kandidato. Kaya nagpunta kami sa Mindanao. Hindi nila alam na kandidato si Brother Eddie. Sa Visayas, ganun din. So give us 2 weeks, I believe, malalaman na ng taong bayan. Despite na wala kaming ads pa, no? Wala pa kaming TV ads. Dahil naghihintay pa ng donations, ano? Pero ang ginagawa namin...
Wala pang pumapasok.
yung ground army namin ang kumikilos. Natutuwa naman ako at nagkaroon ng ganong increase agad.
Okay.
Kaya I'm very confident na bago magkalatian ang period of campaign, malalaman na ng lahat na kandidato si Brother Eddie. Brother
Eddie, you're so confident and very optimistic, no? Parang nung 2004 at 2010.
Hindi naman. Noong 2004-2010 kasi unang-una kalaban mo Malacanang. Kapag kalaban mo Malacanang, automatic yung kalaban mo ang COMELEC sa experience namin. Ano? Ngayon, we believe in the integrity of Pinoy's administration. We believe in the integrity of Chairman Brillantes or Brillantes COMELEC. Kaya very confident kami na kapag yung groundwork namin nakarating na sa lahat ng sulok ng Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao, ang faith namin sa innate goodness of the Filipino people, they will vote accordingly.
Okay, we'll have to take a short break. News.PH, we'll be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're still watching News.PH on the Solar News Channel. I'm Risa Hontiveros. Our guests tonight in this meeting the Avance candidate series, former Akbayan Representative Risa Hontiveros, Zambales 1st District Representative Mitos Magsaysay, and Brother Eddie Villanueva of the Bangon Pilipinas movement. And of Jesus is Lord. Anyway, okay, let's go back to the surveys. Risa, so you're number 18. in the latest SWS survey, as we keep repeating. What does this say about your chances this time around? Are you thinking na, apart from I have to campaign harder because I heard that spiel of yours,
Yeah.
I just might not make it again?
Well, actually, yung sentiment ko is in the opposite direction. Kasi I remember the last survey before election 2010, I was ranked 23. And then
Wait, the
in
last survey that
final-
was like how many weeks before the election?
I can't remember exactly, but it was the very last. So yun na lang yung mapagbabatayan ko ng survey-based projections. 23rd, and then I came out 13th. So this time, I'm at 18th. Meron pang higit na 2 buwan na magtrabaho talaga. I have to say, that's what I have to do, is to campaign even harder. So palagay ko naman ay may fighting chance. And after all, I never expected na this wouldn't be challenging. Compared to most, I'm an ordinary citizen vying for a Senate post. So yung ganyang resulta, 18, just inspires me to fight harder.
You're running with practically the same team, though. So was it harder in 2010 or now?
I actually expected, before all the slates were firmed up, I was hoping na magiging mas maluwag ngayon. But surprisingly, mas mahigpit, mas masikip pa. But ganun minsan ang buhay at ganun minsan ang politika dito sa atin. So I just have to, with a lighter surname than most and less money
Lighter
than
surname,
most.
meaning?
Hindi mabigat na pangalan. Hindi malaking pera compared to other candidates.
You mean name recall?
Name recall, popularity. So I just have to get the word out to more people, more groups na eto ako, though I've been out of public office for 3 years, ito yung track record, ito yung platform to, refresh the memory and also to tell a lot of the first-time voters, yung mga bagong registrants na this is what I'm offering.
Okay, let's talk about the work ahead if the three of you do make it to the Senate. So, Congresswoman Mitos, if you were to win, what specific concrete or piece of legislation or kind of work will you do in the Senate?
You know what I noticed that the Senate is not doing is they're not exercising the oversight functions over the executive and the judiciary branch, because the Constitution states that we're the only ones given the mandate to look into the affairs of the executive and the judiciary. And that's what I intend to do, to really call the cabinet, the different agencies quarterly, so that they can give us a assessment of what they've done with the money and what projects and programs they've been giving to the Filipino people. So that if I see that, the projects and programs are not working and it's getting too expensive, then we can already calibrate it and change it to something much better.
So you're going to breathe down the necks of Ricky Carandang, Butch
Not
Abad,
necessarily.
Abby Valte, yung mga favorite mo.
Not necessarily. What's important to me is
Mas
the
marami ka
output.
pang kakaawayin.
No, the output of what they've done. Because there's some cabinet secretaries naman that I've also praised under this administration. I've been known as, even during the past administration, I used to breathe down the necks of the cabinet secretaries. So it's nothing new to me.
Okay. Brother Eddie, kayo po.
Ang dadalhin natin ay yung politika at ekonomiya ng sagigilid, modern sagigilid sa Senado. At binibigyan ko ng emphasis yung ekonomiyang agresibo na walang maiwanan sa umangat na bayan. Ang economic growth must be inclusive, not just exclusive for the few. Pangalawa, yung intrapinoy ng masang Pilipinong nangunguna at siyang makikinabang. Pangatlo, yung edukasyong napapanahon. Every year, meron 2 million graduates na nadagdag sa job markets pero walang trabaho. Gagawin natin yung ginagawa sa mga progressive countries, nagkakaroon ng regular consultation ang educators, ang business leaders, industrialists, manufacturers, kung ano ang pinakatamang kurso na dapat kunin ng mga estudyante para pagkatapos ng graduation, may trabaho. In other words, gusto natin na meron ng specific, lalo na yung tungkol sa tinatawag nating kalayaan ng mga nakagapos sa 5-6 loan sharks interest. Yung ginawa ni Thaksin sa Thailand, nagkaroon ng National People's Bank at doon nilagay lahat yung mga nakagapos sa 5-6 loan sharks interest. Kaya nakawala ang maraming mga magsasaka, mga isda, manggagawa, mga sidewalk vendors, jeepney drivers, ang mga ordinaryong mga mamamayan sa Thailand, nakawala sila doon sa tinatawag na bandage ng loan sharks interest. At ang mga entrepreneurs, lumaganap yung micro and small enterprises, which is one of the devices in making economic growth inclusive, not exclusive. And of course, yung mga OFWs na masyadong maltreated, I will initiate a treaty through the Office of the President or Department of Foreign Affairs with foreign governments na itaas ang standard of living ng mga OFWs at talagang tratuhin ang mga OFWs natin, more than 11 million na scattered abroad. Dahil ang GL movement ay nasa 52 countries, exposed ako sa mga injustices being suffered by OFWs.
Ang dami niyong gagawin, kulang isang termino.
In 6 months time palagay ko, may kakasay na.
And Risa?
Well, based on my previous work on the cheaper medicines law, on higher budgets for health, and of course, most recently, the reproductive health law, gusto ko mag-focus sa isang platform for women and particularly health for all. So, quality health services sa ating mga ospital, wider health services sa mga komunidad, cheaper medicines pa rin. Kaya yung panawagan ko recently sa Departments of Health and Trade and Industry na i-implementa ng kumpleto yung cheaper medicines law. At saka people's participation in health, kasama na yung ating mga barangay health workers. So lahat nito elemento sa universal health care.
Congresswoman Mitos, on political dynasties, do you get hurt if people talk about political dynasties? Do you think they also mean the Magsaysays?
Well, I'm the only Magsaysay sitting now in my province.
Okay, but you have 2 sons who are running.
Who are running, but I'm not sure if they're going to win. I mean, you know, it's anybody but ball game, so until they're not there, I cannot comment.
Oh, okay. If June Magsaysay is the real Magsaysay, what adjective would you add to Magsaysay to describe yourself?
I'm the hardworking and productive Magsaysay.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
Well, I've done a lot in the lower house. I've been voted outstanding congressman for 6 consecutive years. I got the highest award, which is Emeritus Hall of Fame awardee. You know, sometimes it's not the name, it's how you performed. My surname can be Habana. It will still not change my performance and track record in Congress.
Okay. Is there going to be any headway in this campaign, launched by like one other independent candidate to rid the country of political dynasties? Brother Eddie, what do you think?
Well, definitely, I will participate actively in defining what political dynasty is. It is in the Constitution, pero walang implementing rules and regulations, wala pang definition. Ang connotation sa political dynasty, yung mga lolo't lola, magulang, anak, apo, sila may control ng political powers, economic powers, at gumagamit ng guns and guns. So, it's high time na magkaroon ng concrete definition ang political dynasty sa Kongreso at ma-democratize ang political, economic and social system sa ating bansa. To me, democracy is becoming a farce. Kapag konti lang may hawak ng political and economic powers.
If you were to win and then Joel, your son, is there as test the head, would that parang characterize your family as a political dynasty?
Malayo yun sa political dynasty kasi Joel is appointed by the president. At yun ang mga, ako naman, kung manalo, ay of course elected by the people. So wala, tsaka yung aking anak na yan, hindi nga marunong magmura, no? Ang political dynasty, ang connotation niyan, kinokontrol nila ang political and economic powers sa isang lugar at wala ng tsansa yung mga ordinary people kahit na even equally competent, if not better or if not more than competent than other candidates. You know? Kaya yon ang kinakailangan ma-resolve ba. And it is a great challenge to the incoming Senate.
Are you going to do something about that, Risa?
Well, the command of our Constitution is clear that the Congress of the Republic should enact a law banning political dynasties. Pero in addition to that, kung paano natin ine-engage ang dynasties, I think yung mas malawak o malaking trabaho, yung pagbasag ng politika ng iilan. So yung kailangan nating ilaban, yung kailangan maipanalo natin ay na yung ordinaryong mamamayan ay magkaroon ng boses, magkaroon ng desisyon, in fact, magkaroon ng kapangyarihan, people power sa political system natin.
Meron ako isang warning sana.
Yes,
baka mamaya magkaroon naman ng excessive interpretation ng political dynasty, sacrificing the basic human rights of every individual. Importante, walang discrimination. Alam mo, may anak ka, 2, nauna yung isa. Yung isang anak mo ay equally competent, passionate, patriotic, gusto niya bago siya tumanda magkaroon ng legacy at makagawa siya ng ilang heroic deeds for the good of the country, totally ba ibaba na siya dahil lang yung isang kapatid niya nauna sa kanya. Palagay ko, we have to balance. Walang discrimination, walang suppression ng basic human rights pagdating doon sa aspiration and passion to serve the country.
May insight doon yung isang bill na sinusuportahan ko, yung SK Reform and Empowerment Bill. Meron siyang anti-political, sangguniang kabataan. Meron siyang anti-political dynasty clause. So parang piecemeal legislation ito in obedience to the Constitution. Pero ang banning niya ng dynasties is for the first 3 SK elections after the bill is passed into law. So para lang may halos isang dekada to level the playing field between young people from dynasties and those not from dynasties. At pagkatapos nun, pag medyo may equal chance na yung hindi galing sa dynasties, buksan ulit sa lahat. Dahil nga dun sa constitutional principle na sinasabi nung ibang kasama rin na lahat ng mamamayan may karapatan ipresenta yung kanyang sarili para
pero ako, alam mo,
mahabang diskusyon sa political dynasty.
Realistically speaking, mas gusto ko na lang na yung dynasty ang gagawa ng batas niyan. Yung Constitutional Convention, hindi mga elected senators at congressmen. Kasi sobrang conflict of interest. Marami po talagang senador at kongresista na may mga kamag-anak sa local government units. That's why I don't think it's going to pass.
Okay, we have 2 minutes to extra, so I need to ask two last questions about Sabah. 1, what do we do about the Sabah claim? And 2, what do we do about the Filipino Muslims who are now in Lahad Datu? Let's begin with Risa and then Brother Eddie and then Mitos.
Well, I'm especially concerned about the 7 or so women who are with the expedition, the group that is still in Sabah. So priority talaga yung ligtas na pagpapauwi sa ating mga kababayan na nandoon ngayon sa grupo ng mga kiram. Tapos beyond them, there are a big number of Filipinos galing dito sa Pilipinas, nandun ngayon sa Sabah. They are citizenshipless, stateless people, walang karapatan sa loob ng Malaysia. And I'm sure na concerned din ng ating gobyerno yung long-term na kagalingan o welfare nila. So I'm looking forward to a peaceful and diplomatic solution. Salamat na ng mahaba ang PC ng Malaysia sa atin. Extend sila ng extend ng deadline. I hope pagbigyan nila ulit yung request ng ating gobyerno through DFA Secretary Del Rosario. And then in the longer term, tignan natin, paano ba talaga i-address, babalansehin yung historic claim ng Sultanate at yung mga modernong obligasyon natin sa ASEAN at saka sa United Nations.
And, well, relations with Malaysia.
Yes. Good neighbors natin sa ASEAN, a third-party facilitator natin sa napaka-importanteng proseso ng gobyerno sa MILF, which has given birth to this historic Bangsamoro Framework Agreement.
Brother Eddie?
I'm in favor of the policy of President Pinoy, exhausting all diplomatic means at malutas ito sa magitan ng peaceful means. Pangalawa, after exhausting all possible means, strengthening the moral ascendancy of the Philippine government in consulting all stakeholders for Sabah. Hindi lang yung isang pamilya, kundi all stakeholders. At if necessary, after exhausting all diplomatic means, kung kinakailan dali sa International Tribunal, ang importante, yung moral ascendancy ma-build up at ang labang kasi ng maliliit na bansa against giant countries ay makuha natin ang global opinion ng global community. Ang number 1 doon yung moral ascendancy at hindi militarily.
All right. Thank you.
Well, for me, I have faith in Secretary Del Rosario. And I think that we should just let the DFA be the one to craft the framework and the kind of approach that we should do. That's why when it comes to the Philippines and other countries, I will always support the position of the government. In a way, it's like supporting Pinoy on this issue. Because we have to be united. We have to present our united front against other countries.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm sorry, we ran out of time. Thank you. Risa Hontiveros, Brother Eddie Villanueva, and Mitos Magsaysay. Maraming salamat. Thank you for being here. And thank you for watching. We'll see you again. I'm Pia Hontiveros. This is News.PH. See you again next Wednesday. Good night. Good evening. This is News.PH, but it's not politics as usual. I'm Risa Hontiveros. Tonight we begin meeting the Avance, a News.PH candidate series. Our guests, Risa.
Well, may open letter na rin ako sa Good Bishop Navarra. Sabi ko nga, hindi ako miyembro ng anumang so-called team patay. Miyembro ako ng team quality ng buhay. So, nireiterate ko lang dun sa sulat ko kay Bishop Navarra kung bakit sa paniniwala ko hanggang ngayon at pagsuporta ko pa rin sa RH law at pagbantay sa tamang implementasyon yan, why I believe it is good for Filipino women, for youth, at para sa karamihan na mahihirap. And sabi ko nga kay Bishop, I do this mostly because ang pinaka nag-uudyok sa akin is my own conscience, formed by my Catholic upbringing also.
Brother Eddie, dapat bang tanggalin yung ganyang klaseng TARP?
Well, sa akin, consistent ang stand ko dyan dahil ako naging repre in a way. Dahil divided ang body of Christ. Merong pro, merong anti. Ngayon, sa akin, sabi ko, let's discuss this objectively. We should be wisdom-driven, not emotion-driven.
Tonight, from the United Nationalist Alliance, Zambales Representative Mitos Magsaysay. We also have with us an independent candidate, Brother Eddie Villanueva of the Jesus is Lord movement. And from the administration's Team Pinoy, former Akbayan Representative Risa Hontiveros. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Namamao si, si Brother Eddie.
Kaming lahat.
Lahat yata kami.
Para bang lahat kayo nagkakasakit? Ganun ba ang kampanya?
Well, mainit tsaka yung lamig, naghahalo pati pawis eh.
Okay. Pero, yan talaga yung pinasok niyo, no?
We asked for
Call to
it.
You asked
duty.
me.
Call to duty.
Call to duty.
I just want to correct, I'm not representing Jesus Lord movement.
Yes,
Dahil
yes.
ako'y leave of absent. Nag-leave of absent ako.
Yes. What we meant, well, you're...
Bangon Pilipinas Party.
Okay.
Baka sumaman loob ng Bangon
Oh,
Pilipinas.
sige po. Bakit Pilipinas? But considered an independent candidate.
Well, legitimate sole senatorial candidate as approved by COMELEC. Official candidate ng Bangon Pilipinas Party.
Okay. Although, well, you are more popularly known for Jesus is Lord. Kasi, but
Considered
anyway,
also
okay.
as independent dahil independent-minded ako kasama ng dalawang
Yes.
congresswoman.
Anyway po, well, the first thought, syempre, that comes to mind tonight with this, looking at tonight's lineup of guests is RH. Diba? You have Team Buhay,
Yeah.
Team Patay, and
not
then the
a member of that
referee in the
team.
middle. No? But, well, let's talk about that TARP because the Diocese of Bacolod has refused to take it down as ordered by COMELEC. Should they take it down, Congresswoman Mitos Magsaysay?
I think the COMELEC said that their violation is only that it's oversized. So I think what they did was they have to tarp into two to go within the allowed size of COMELEC.
Okay. So they have it. So ano yung tinanggal nila?
Wala lang.
Wala
Hinati lang sa gitna.
Hinati lang sa gitna. So pero naiwan yung...
Parehas pa rin. Para
Parehas pa rin.
naging team buhay, team patay.
sa Okay, smart. Okay. So, and ikaw na...
Hindi nagkasundo eh. After heated debates, stalemate.
Yes.
Yung kalahati pro, yung kalahati anti. Ako bilang presiding chairman, I tried to, of course, to discuss objectively the matter. Ang sabi ko, consistent ako, I'm against all forms of abortion. Because abortion is murder per se. However, I'm in favor of sound family planning,
What kind of family?
responsible parenthood, dahil kailan tingnan natin yung mga couples magkaroon ng responsibility in rearing their children. Dahil napunta ako sa mga informal settlers, talaga naman kailangan merong tinatawag na planning. Because even God is the God of planning, you know? Kaya sa akin, after heated debates, naghari ang kagustuhan ng duly constituted authority, mapasok ngayon sa akin yung Romans 13. Submit yourself to duly constituted authority. At kapag kasi kinalaban mo yun, nagkakaroon ng rebellious